Good evening. This is Kim again. So, for my discussion on the difference between freedom and liberty, um, there were a couple of articles. Well, one article really, and part of our Inventing Freedom book that really struck me. So, the ability to differentiate between the concepts of freedom and liberty is what makes Western civilization unique, in my opinion. Hannah Pitkin, a political theorist and professor emerita of political science at the University of California, Berkeley, asserts in her article, Are Freedom and Liberty Twins? That English speaking people have a unique ability to differentiate between freedom and liberty. She defines freedom as the lack of oppression and liberty as freedom tempered with rational and deliberate thoughts and actions. She also asserts that many other historians and political theorists from other countries that are not English speaking consider the terms freedom and liberty as literally the same and interchangeable. However, Pitkin doesn't agree with that and uses an example from another theorist that she quotes, Hannah Arendt, who states that liberty may be a condition of freedom, but by no means leads automatically to it. This differentiation between liberty and freedom manifested itself, according to Daniel Hannan, the author of our book, Inventing Freedom, through the development of the civilizations of North America and South America. Hannan states that Peru and other Latin American countries never actually developed a law-based civil society, but that we in North America take it for granted. That's true. I would concur, at least with us taking it for granted. Another example that Hannan illuminates is hang on just a second. Is the best example, to my mind, of the difference in differentiating between the concepts of freedom and liberty. North Americans believe in property rights, personal liberty, and representative governments, and we have become a most desirable place to live and attracting hundreds of millions with the promise of freedom. While South Americans replicated old world kind of estates in quasi-feudal societies, reminiscent of their home provinces, because the South American countries were settled by the Spanish on the Iberian Peninsula. And their societal legitimacy in the South American countries was never far removed from raw physical power and control, whether it's through mob rule or military rule. And that's an authoritarian style of government that really doesn't allow for any differentiation of liberty or freedom, if there are any at all. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you. Have a good night.